I'm excited about this hearing because we're talking about misrepresenting the truth in this hearing today. We're talking about misrepresenting the truth to the American people. We're talking about effectively lying to people. That's what this hearing is about today. And so we have listened over the last 18 months as we have heard people say that we are aggressively carrying out this new energy agenda for the purpose of addressing climate change and reducing emissions. But the reality is that what's happened is we've actually seen emissions go up, not down. Let me say that again. Under this administration's policies designed to address climate change, we've watched emissions go up, not down at the same time. At the same time, we're in a situation now to where 1/4 of all Americans, 1/4 of all Americans in this country are in a situation where they have to decide if they're going to cover groceries, if they're going to cover healthcare costs, or if they're going to pay their utility bills. We're seeing record inflation, and it's a result of what's happening. This right here, respondents who forwent necessary expenses such as medicine or food in order to pay an energy bill. So they're giving up energy or, medicine or food in order to pay energy bills. This is the outcome of the Biden administration policies on the American people. It's unaffordable. I mean, looking at some of these percentages, again, in Texas, 34% of the respondents have said that they can't afford, that they've had to forego food or grocery costs in order to pay their utility bills. Look, so folks are saying, oh, well, wait a minute, the Biden administration is doing a great job with energy. You actually have to go back to the 1940s, to find an administration that has leased fewer acres of land for energy production. The 1940s. Take a look at this. I'd take JFK, I'd take Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, during the first 19 months of his administration, leased 100 times more acres of land for oil and gas production than we've seen under the Biden administration. Ronald Reagan, the big line up there, 375 times more energy. So folks can be sitting there saying, well, wait a minute, I'm worried about emissions. Let me say it again. This administration's energy policies not only have made it unaffordable to cover groceries or medicine, where 25% of all Americans, 1 in every 4 Americans, have had to decide, am I going to pay my utility bill, buy food, or pay for medicine? But they've also resulted in energy emissions going up, not down. And when I say up, let's be clear, up from a Trump baseline. Under the Trump administration, the emissions went down an average of 25% a year. What objective are we achieving? If we're talking about misleading the American people, let's be clear on who it is that's misleading the American people. It's the Biden administration. The Biden administration is misleading the American people, acting as though their energy strategies are resulting in lower emissions and addressing climate change. It's not, and it's pushing emissions to other countries that are going up globally as well. Who can look at this and think that this makes sense? I'm glad we're talking about people that are dishonest because we need to spend more time. Data doesn't lie, and the facts show that this administration's energy policies are pushing people into poverty, are pushing jobs overseas, and are making energy unaffordable. But wait, it's not just limited to families. We had our sheriff from Terrebonne Parish, Sheriff Saunier. I asked him, so if you weren't spending these dollars on fuel and higher electricity and utility costs, these are dollars that would be going into additional officers' equipment and training. Sheriff Saunier says that's exactly right. He's confirming that what's happened is that as a result of the Biden administration's energy policies, his sheriff's department is spending more money on those things, which is undermining his ability to actually fight crime and do the things that he's supposed to be doing. So I can't say it enough. I'm glad we're talking about misleading the American people because we have the chief misleader who's out there telling the American people that these policies are working, and they're not. Yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The chair now